Hello America, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, season 10, or is it 11? Season 11, season 10, episode 10, episode 11. I don't damn know. Anyway, what's the timeline? We heard Amani talking about coronavirus, but then people were going out eating crawfish and, you know, going to trivia and being massaged in public settings. And so I'm absolutely confused. So we see Olivia. Olivia says that marriage is much more complicated than she thought. Wow, who would have thought that? She gets a little bit annoyed with him, like helping her make the bed, because she usually just makes the bed by herself. But he pulls her weight. He pulls his weight around there. They go rock climbing. Brett got a booty. I'm sorry, but I could not stop staring at Brett's ass. Okay, is that too much for me to say? Like, not like, but he got a booty on him. Like, and they had the camera like right on that ass, and I was like, wow. And then when he was helping Olivia with the rock climbing, I was looking at his butt, and I was like, he got a little double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. Wow, it's amazing. They invite Henry, Christina, Woody, and Amani to eat crawfish and to just talk about their relationship. Then then Amani and Henry go off to talk. And at first I thought it was weird because you really don't have, you know, spouses, mixed gendered spouses talking to mixed gendered spouses talking to one another. But then I had thought about it because, you know, Henry has a lot of women friends. Amani is a very, you know, inviting, has a very inviting personality. So it's easy. It would be easy for her and him to talk. So they talk. Before they talk, Olivia and Brett says that their relationship, you know, has gotten better. Henry and Christina talk about how they played golf and they took salsa classes, and Henry says that Christina was really sexy. Then Christina says she's pregnant, and I'm like, okay, how you gonna be pregnant and y'all ain't never even what? This would be Kate and Luke to an extreme level. If you telling me homegirl was pregnant and we never even seen them kiss on camera, the levels of Lukedom going on, it would be out of this world. Anyway, so Henry and Amani go over and talk, and she's like, how has it been? And he's like, actually, I do know, and I'm gonna tell you. She be impatient, you know, and she was impatient, and that really turned me off. Like, turned me off, okay? It went from this to this. Let me tell you that. Turned me off. And, you know, over the, you know, past few days, she hasn't been as impatient, and, you know, it's cool. But yeah, if she wants a chance with me, she's gonna have to cut all that out. Okay. Amani was like, oh, okay. So then Amani goes and they have their little sit down with, you know, the two ladies. Christina, she has her little sit down with Christina and what's her name? Olivia. But the thing is, Amani is carrying this show. Not only in personality, well, her and Bennett are carrying this show when it comes to personality. But not only in personality, but like in the way that she asks these questions, the way that she is like an expert. Not like an expert on marriage, but like the way that she like gives the advice, and the way she's just like, yeah, well, how do you feel about that? And then she goes and conveys that. Girl, she's carrying the damn show. Okay? Amani needs to replace Jamie Otis. I'm sorry. Was that mean to say? It really just like rolled off my tongue. But Jamie Otis, she does make Unfiltered a little stiff, if that makes sense. I think that all of the couples or all of the individuals are very comfortable with one another, and you know, they be laughing with one another, they be like enjoying it. But like Jamie Otis does make it a little stiff. Anyway, so Amani goes to talk to Olivia and Christina. Christina is like, you said you were going to talk to my husband. How did it go? And when Amani said what Henry said, she was like, he never told me that. It's just really crazy that he would tell somebody else, but he wouldn't tell me. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. I just really don't understand. Why wouldn't he tell me? And, you know, he hasn't expressed that, and he hasn't said that he, like, doesn't like me being impatient. And actually, he told me that I was very patient like a couple of days ago. And Amani was like, well, yeah, because he said for the past couple of days he was patient. I would have loved to have seen the conversation with Woody, Christina, Brett, and Olivia. I would have loved to have seen that conversation. Christina was like, yeah, and Woody had asked me, had Henry ever called me sexy before? And I was like, no, this was like the first time. So it's just like, I don't get it. So Henry and Christina go home and they have a conversation about this. Christina asks Henry, yo, are you with me or what? And he was like, bro, like, look, if I gotta make a decision right now, then I'ma say nah, I'm not really with you. But you know, I could work to being with you. And I do feel that she was cutting him off because he was like, it's difficult for me. And this, he was about to say something. She was like, do you want to know why it's difficult for me? Do you want to know why it's difficult for me? Yes. But can I say why it's difficult for me first? That's all I want to know. She's like, she wants to know if he really wants to be with her or if he is just, you know, trying to not make himself seem like an asshole. And then she doesn't understand because she thought that he was comfortable. And then she's like, what do I have to do? Who do I have to mold myself into to make you fall in love? Ma'am, it's therapy. It's not free. It needs to be. But you got a good enough job to pay for it. Please. That's not that. No. People don't say that. Don't say that. You don't say stuff like that. Don't. That's not cool. Don't say stuff like that. What? And what? I don't. Okay. Yeah. So then later on they answer questions. Henry asks her what she most fears about the relationship. She says not having fun and losing myself to someone. And then she says something about carrying uncomfortable situations. She asks him to complete the phrase, I think I can promise. And he says he knows that he can promise to treat her with respect and the other words that go with respect. I think the last question was, why did you want to get married? I can't remember the last question. But she said that she wanted to be married to a good person. And he says that he would want to see all of the difficulties that they went through pay off. Only thing, I know I probably said this last episode, it would not surprise me if Christina said that she wanted to stay in this relationship and Henry said he wanted to go. Okay, moving back to Olivia and Brett. They go to trivia. The trivia was with Olivia and her friends, and she brought Brett along. Brett obviously, you know, he wasn't a good trivia player. He said it was stupid. This made Olivia annoyed because she wanted him to, you know, take time to know her friends, or not know her friends, but, you know, introduce himself to her friends and just start to, I guess, know her friends. And instead he said it was dumb and stupid and he didn't have any answers because it wasn't trivia. But then when the lady was like, what is it? He was like, it's trivia questions and not trivia. It did look dumb. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'd be, I know a lot of stuff. I know a little about a lot, as my mama used to say. So I know a lot of stuff, but it also looked dumb. So I do agree with Brett, but also he said that the gator ride looked dumb. He always is a booty. Maybe that's why he is a booty, because he got such a big booty. He got some cakes. Okay, I'm sorry. I ain't saying that man is cute, by no means necessary. But yeah, it's not. What you think I'm about to say? It's not the beauty, it's the booty. Okay, moving on. We see Bennett and Amelia. They're having their chore draft. Bennett says that he's more tidier. More tidier is like too many words. He's tidier than Amelia. Amelia says that, you know, since she's going to be doing residency soon, that she thought that Bennett would just take over the household things. Did you express that to him? We see Bennett. He is making a dinner for her. His friends come over in costumes. Their song is nice. But then they just left. Like, it was crazy because I was like, so they came over just to sing a song and they like actually left. I don't know, unless you live 3 streets away from me, if I would ever come over someone's house to sing them and their spouse, their loved one, a song and then leave. I don't know if that is something that I would do. They go sit out on the balcony. Where's this balcony? Where's the balcony? They never show it from the like front view. I want to know where the balcony is. Bennett asks her if she was ever feeling like her needs weren't met. How would she verbalize that? And I can't remember exactly what she said. I can't remember exactly what he said because I didn't write it down. But they did make a pact to listen to how the other was feeling and to just try out what the other's love language might be. I'm just wrapping this on my hand. So they go bike riding and Bennett wants to know what, if any, annoying things he does that, you know, Amelia doesn't like. She says, I just can't think of any. He says, well, sometimes you don't be washing the outside of the dishes. And so he was like, I mean, come on, it has to be at least one thing. And Bennett says in his confessional that all of his relationships has failed because he has put his lover on a pedestal and basically blah blah blah. You understand what I'm trying to say? So he doesn't want that to happen. In his prodding of trying to figure out what she doesn't like about him, he's just trying to make sure this relationship lasts and is genuine and is not built on such enamoration. That's not a word. But she's not so enamored with him that she just, you know, everything is with rose-colored glasses. And then one day she take off the rose-colored glasses and this nigga is stinking because he don't be putting on deodorant some days. And he be... And she be like, I really hate this nigga. Anyway, moving on. So, we see Woody and Amani. They figure out that they have very different sleeping patterns. Then they're talking about the coronavirus. Then she asks about disciplining children. He said he got a whooping every day. She said she never got whoopings. She said it would be a 100% deal breaker if he were to hit their children if they had some. And she explained it like, you know, you a teacher, your kids be behaving, you know, cool without you needing to hit them. So I feel like your own children should have that same privilege. I guess privilege. That's the word I'll use. So then they go out to dinner and he asks if him saying that he loved her made her feel pressured or uncomfortable. She says yes and no. She realizes that her feelings are her feelings and his feelings are his feelings, but at the same time, she doesn't want to take it too slow where he falls out of love. She doesn't want his feelings to influence her, and you know, she wants to know like, okay, do I love him because he said that he loved me, or do I actually love him? Or if I don't love him, then I don't need to be ashamed and feeling that way, thinking that it may ruin us. So then he says something about, yeah, because, you know, you got to work out relationships. You can't just leave. And she like, what if I do want to leave? He like, no, you got to go to counseling. You got to do this. You got to do that. She's like, what if I don't want to do that? He's like, I'm going to keep my good eye on you. Karen and Miles. Karen didn't stay at the house because she was uncomfortable. I don't have anything to say about her being uncomfortable. That's not my place to say if she's uncomfortable. But I think she shouldn't have left the house. Don't they have 2 bedrooms? If they had 2 bedrooms, she could have done exactly what Luke did. Not Luke, damn it. Exactly what Zach did. And took her ass in that other room and locked the door. You know, Luke, god damn it. Zach locked that damn door. Zach said, ma'am, you won't be coming in here. I just don't feel like she should have left because, you know, like Miles said when he was talking to Woody, what would the optics have been if I had left after we had a disagreement, you know, being a man? Like, oh, that man's out cheating. Not that Karen was out cheating, not that Karen was out doing any, you know, nefarious activity, but she should have stayed. She should have stayed, and if they have a second bedroom, she should have stayed. Also, she should have stayed, and she should have said, Miles, I'm not comfortable with you sleeping with me. I'd much prefer it if you sleep on the couch. If you don't want to sleep on the couch, I'll sleep on the couch. But I don't want to be in the same sleeping space as you. But I don't think it was fair for her to leave because Miles felt really bad, but not because he felt really bad, but because you didn't communicate with him and you just let his thoughts, you know, build up because you didn't tell him exactly why you did what you did. Karen tells Miles that the way he was talking about sex pissed her off and she felt unsafe. He apologizes and says he'll do whatever to earn her trust back. Then him, Bennett, and Amelia go and they play buffle ball. It's probably not called that, but that's what I wrote down. And you know, they have like kissing as prizes, and I don't care. It's one thing to just kiss, but Karen did just not look happy. It's not like they had to make out in front of Bennett and Amelia, but she was like, girl, you look really like girl. She was like, Anyway, so they go back home and they talk about shoe sizes and favorite colors and birthmarks just so they can know like normal stuff that you would know about your partner. Woody comes with him to get a haircut. He talks about how he really felt about Karen leaving, and you know how like it just really made him mad, and he didn't want to like call her because he didn't want to pester her because he knows that she said that sometimes the little things are too much, and him saying, hey, haha, like where are you, she would be like, bro, he says that if I said I loved Karen, she'd get up and leave. You know, if I told Karen I really liked her, she'd say, And Woody says, so you don't think that she likes you? And he says, no, I think she does. I just think that she doesn't want to get hurt again. Look, I don't know, man. Anyway, Woody says that he doesn't want them to move too slow to the point where, like, it just falls flat. And he also doesn't want Miles to compromise too much of himself. So they go to, like, this meditation place, Karen and Miles, to like get closer. She started rubbing his feet because that is humbling. It like, that's very humbling to just pull out a rag and be like, let me wipe your feet. You're not better than nobody, boo-boo. Started the mother effing feet. I get it, I understand. So she gave him a full body massage. Then they put in this voice from nowhere saying, well, not from nowhere, but saying, I am attracted to Miles and I'd like to be physically intimate. When did she say that? They showed her talking, saying the other stuff, but when it came to I like Miles, I want to be physically attracted, I want to be physically with him. When she said that? Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. They didn't have it. It wasn't true. Is that the end? I think that's the end. Oh my gosh, I've said all that I needed to say. When is the 19 coming? It's probably not going to come next episode. It needs to come the episode after that. What's going on? You can't show Amani mentioning something and then show people out eating crawfish. It's not going to work. Anyway, I'm done. If y'all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or visit my website. My name is Brielle. I make beats, I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. Bye.